How close I gotta be next to this thing?
I mean,
Good? Like,
not like up on it. I
yeah,
just like it close, but you're loud enough. Your voice carries.
definitely.
Good? Okay. All right, 210. Hey guys, it's Joshua with No Thank You 210 Podcast. Thanks to VodPod Media for housing and producing, and to Latino Podcast Network for having me on your network. I love it. Thank you. Make sure you like, share, follow, all that. So I am here with another special guest. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jacob
Jake.
Tabora
Yeah.
with a T.
With a T. with a silent S. No. Okay, so my episodes are all about keeping shit real and what it's like to be whatever you are in San Antonio. So for this episode, it's what it's like to be a veteran in San Antonio. And I know you're not from San Antonio, and we can talk about where you're from, but you're still here.
Yeah.
And you're a veteran. You're Marine Corps.
Hoorah.
Yes, I can't do it. I won't do it. But yes. So, okay, so talk a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? All that.
So I was born and raised in Queens, New York.
Yes.
You know, if you can't tell from the accent, still there. But I've been here for about 13 years now.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
2008. Got here in 2008. All right, I became like a legal, like a homeowner in 2009. So
Okay.
we'll go with that.
Sure.
I've been here that long. Reason I ended up here was because of the military. I'm a burn survivor. I was injured in service, got about 55% second and third degree burns, and I ended up here because of Fort Sam Houston. You know, it's one of the best burn centers in the world.
It is.
And yeah, I didn't really have a choice. They kind of just told me, hey, you're going to San Antonio. And, you know, me being, there was a little bit of the ignorant Yankee,
Yeah.
you know, kind of sat there looking at the doctor like, who the hell's going to fucking, you know, who's going to fucking take care of me, and cowboys and Indians? Because, you know, I shit you not, you know, that whole north-south thing, you know, we talk shit about the South the same way, you know, how we like to pretend the South is ignorant. We're
Fine, we
pretty,
talk
we're
shit
pretty
about
fucking
y'all.
stupid up there, too.
We talk shit about y'all too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's well deserved. But yeah, you know, I ended up coming out here, and well, you know what, 13 years later, I'm still here. So I mean, obviously, I fucking love it.
Yeah, so no cowboys or Indians.
No cowboys or Indians. Cowboy hats, cowboy boots.
Yeah, baby
okay.
mamas.
Yeah. But you know what? In my defense, she's from New Orleans.
Oh.
I can't say that was a great idea.
You did that to yourself.
But I did. I always do.
Okay, so how old are you when you joined the Marine Corps?
I signed the papers when I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah. And as soon as I graduated high school, I was off to boot camp.
So did you always know that you wanted to be in the Marine Corps?
Not the Marines specifically. I always had a thing for like the military though. But
Okay.
I liked ships. So before, so the reason I ended up joining the Marines is because I actually saw 9/11 happen out of my high school window.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was just, you know, a regular kid not paying attention to the teacher, looking outside of his fucking window and shit. And, you know, you see the first plane hit the tower and just like, wow.
What?
I'm not daydreaming. I'm not dreaming. I'm not asleep. Like, this is real life.
So you were
know?
that close?
Yeah, close enough because, you know, you got Queens, but then you got the river and then,
Yeah.
you know, Manhattan, this whole skyline. You can see all of that.
Oh
right,
my God.
Right out of your high school window, you know.
So
And
what was that like?
that was wild. Because, you know, it was still like, I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
I was 13 years old, you know. I'm sitting there, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
you know. Even then, I'm too young to realize, like, this is, like, history in the making. I'm just like, holy shit,
Yeah.
you know. And obviously, people are freaking out because, you know, you got teachers and kids that their parents work there. And, you know, like, people are dying, like, right in front of your eyes. You
Oh
know?
my God.
So that was tough.
So that's what made you want to join
so
that?
then after that, it was just like more than ever, I wanted to join the military, but I wanted to fight, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you don't know all the, whatever, conspiracy theories and all the politics and all the
Sure.
shit going on, right?
Yeah.
You just know that you want to do your part as, you know, as an American, as a New Yorker whose city just got attacked, you know? And, yeah, that struggled trying to make it through high school, but
Yeah.
I made it out and I graduated and I joined the Marines and
Yeah.
you know.
So like upbringing, what was it like? Because you
Um,
just said you struggled getting through high school. So like, what does that
Yeah.
mean?
Well, honestly, so up until high school, I feel like I was kind of on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my parents were immigrants. My mother's Colombian and my dad's Honduran. Spanish was the first language in the household.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they got me in school, kindergarten, and I picked up English real fast, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was real. They kind of kept true to excuse me, their roots and teaching me and making sure they flew me out to Colombia to Honduras to meet the family and whatnot.
That's awesome.
So I got to see my family a lot. I
Yeah.
got to meet my grandparents before they died. That was all great. I'm closer to my mother's side, Colombia, because me and my dad at the moment we haven't been on speaking terms in probably like a decade now or whatever.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. But
Yeah.
his loss.
Facts.
And yeah, I was a good kid up until high school, and then I just bad influences and shitty decisions and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
We're human, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
I fucked up enough, but not enough to where like it really like cost me,
Your future.
where it ruined my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So thank God for that.
Yeah. Okay, so you joined the Marines. How long were you in?
Total 5.5 years. They extended me obviously because of my injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't let me go, and like the 2 years, the last 2 years, it was just mainly my mission was like to recover and go to my appointments and surgeries and all that shit. So,
Yeah.
Uh,
So what has that recovery process been like? Because I know you're still going through it.
yeah. And now it's not so bad because I just kind of pick and choose the things I want done, and it's more for like
Aesthetics.
aesthetics,
Mhm.
But it's not so much like I even need it. I kind of always see like there's always room for improvement in everybody, So
Yeah.
with me, I mean, you can always do a little make my little scars a little smoother and shit. I guess,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Your
So-
face looks great.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you. I just had one recently, a procedure where, and it's actually pretty funny because, so, for the past, like 6-7 years, excuse me, they had this one dermatology doctor. At first, he approached me, and he had this fucking idea that was insane. It was just like, hey, so I got this idea that we're gonna use these lasers and on your scars. The point is that these lasers over time are gonna help break down the scars, make them smoother. But then he gets a little more serious. He's like, but being real with you, he's like, the lasers are gonna burn you again.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh well, you should have started with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like so the plan to fix my burns is to burn me again, just with something different.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what the fuck? What else do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I'm not paying for this shit. It's all on Uncle Sam's fucking tab. Add to the $30 trillion debt, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's painful. It's one of those procedures where they kind of put you under like a surgery, anesthesia, and they blast your face with the fucking laser. And it's not some big thing where it's just like all at once.
Sure.
It's just like little,
Tiny areas.
And I have some videos that I gotta post on my Facebook, social media, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I actually this time around every day I took like a quick little video just to see like how it was healing every day, and like you could see the tiny little dots that the lasers would leave all over my face, But yeah, then it all peels off. I get the little baby skin, pink face and shit, you know, and everything looks nice. I just gotta take care of it,
Yeah.
Which sucks because I like to be outdoors.
And it's almost summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's summer in Texas. It's not. It's hot as shit.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you are a burn victim, but you're also a veteran.
Yeah.
So what has it been like to be a veteran, an injured veteran, right? Or disabled veteran here in San Antonio? Did you feel like you've been taken care of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's like with anything in the military or organizations that are that big, you kind of have little hiccups and disagreements and things with them. But all in all, I've been taken well care of. I've gotten a treatment that 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 they promised and everything, and
Yeah.
medically retired and whatnot, so and because of that my family, is gonna be taken care of as well.
Yeah.
Thank God. But yeah, it's and San Antonio being the big military city that it is, I
Yeah.
mean, it's I feel like it's definitely been a little easier for me because, initially my scars were a little more, significant and they showed, you know what I'm saying? And, you'll always get that one person that kind of walks by you and like looks confused and looks a little hard at you and shit, right? And it's whatever,
I'll fight them.
Yeah. But I also, thankfully I'm also a pretty confident person that I just, I don't really give a shit about what people say, think, or whatever. You're gonna look, whatever.
Yeah.
Or be an adult, and you can ask the fucking question.
So and
because, it's funny because I get more kids that approach me.
Of course, kids have no filter,
and they're just straight up like, "What happened to your face?"
Yeah.
But like, it's not hurting my fucking feelings. Like, bro, I know.
Yeah.
Like this shit, I'm fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, man. I was a warrior. I went and fought a war,
Yeah.
and
or do you just like
came back and I got some boo boos, man. I played with the fire too much,
Do you ever like make up stories for like every kid? Yeah, I would totally mess with kids.
I make stories up for adults.
Oh, you should.
I'm just like, I was drunk as shit one day, and I tried to cook some fucking empanadas.
Stop.
It
was a grease fire. It went crazy.
Did not work out.
Oh my god. And I think that's another thing too.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I don't ever want to ask what happened or what's wrong or what, because there's nothing wrong, right?
Right.
And a lot of people are sensitive, so they don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it bothers me too because like my husband gets that question.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did that happen in the war? And I'm like,
yeah, I know.
Bro,
it's like
it bothers me more than him.
But here's my thing. I feel like, yeah, it is always good to kind of maybe consider like whether, oh my God, should I ask this question because maybe the person's sensitive or not.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you really can't fix the ignorance without actually asking that question.
True. Yeah.
So like sometimes it doesn't hurt to, maybe the question does feel uncomfortable, but I feel like more people should be a little more open to just like, I'm just gonna ask this question, and then maybe I can just say, well, I don't mean to offend, but I was just curious or something.
You're right, and that was my next question.
It's about how people ask the question.
Yes,
right?
it's like how do you approach someone, anybody, and say like, hey, like, what happened?
Well, like on my end, it's I kind of at that point take it the way any kid approaches me, so they come up to me like, what happened to your face? I'm just like, yeah, all right. I can answer that question.
But like adults ask you like that?
No, not usually.
Okay.
Usually adults don't really dish it out or and or they'll wait for like a moment where like a topic's brought up, maybe another Marine buddy's talking shit.
Yeah.
Or like I'll just whatever, somehow the topic comes up and then I just start talking about it.
Yeah. And
then they'll say something along the lines of like, oh man, that's actually really good to know.
Yeah.
Like I've kind of always wanted to ask, but I just didn't know if I was like in the right,
Sure.
And I'm just like, no, like,
you're chill.
Ask the questions,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna come hunt you down later, I promise.
No, I don't know. Put some respect on it. You know what I mean? So, any times that you felt like you faced any adversity as a veteran here in San Antonio?
Man. Well,
we're here to keep shit real. I know you keep shit real too.
Yeah,
so.
And I mean, I don't know. Me personally, my problem is I kind of, if you don't know me, I kind of come off as a little bit intimidating, right? Like, I said if you don't know me,
well, no, it's true. When I didn't know you and you came in just cussing everybody to like the room, I was like, oh, okay.
And
but it's a love thing.
Right. Yeah. Especially in the military.
Yeah.
With Marines specifically. Like our love language is like just cussing each other the fuck out.
It's true.
Like to no end.
It's true.
No fucking end.
It's true. And nothing is.
And everybody just sits here like, wow.
Now I'm just used to it. Now I'm like, I'll talk shit too. I'm all, don't come for me because then we'll talk shit. Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know if I really had an issue with that because, people just kind of look at me and be like, all right, I'm just not gonna. I'll just I don't have to like the military or fuck the Marines or whatever, but I'm not gonna say it to his face, you know. Like,
You better
yeah,
not.
it's cool. Keep it.
Yeah,
Down.
yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Yeah.
So
you plan on staying here?
yeah, I mean, at least for like the next 18 years, I guess, right?
Because the
Or
kids.
14 years, yeah.
Yeah.
My youngest is 5, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna move them. But I kind of can't without having a wild ass fucking court battle and shit, you know. So
That too.
fuck all that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, me and her, we can't say we get along, but like more recently,
Mm-hmm.
the text messages have been a little more, you know.
Copacetic.
Yeah.
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 Good for you.
I'm like, all right, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. You know.
Everything's chill.
Like she's texted me some fucking pictures of the kids. I'm like, all right, you know what?
Oh.
I'll send you because I take more pictures with these kids. Every time I'm with them, I'm taking pictures and
Yeah.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
So now I get to send her pictures. I'm like, all right, you know?
Oh yeah, you're great with your kids.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your plans like moving forward?
Well, right now, I'm not too sure. I got this regular security job right now, which is, you know, just a little bit extra money.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get my household in order because I did just get a divorce, back in fucking November. You know.
For the best though.
So yeah. Trying to figure things out with the house and which I am keeping absolutely. Fucking value keeps going up every year. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm 100%. I don't pay taxes. God bless America. So.
You know, I'm trying to get Albert to 100%. He needs to
He's
fight for
gotta
it.
talk to me. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna give him some fucking some key words to tell the doctor. Like, hey,
Yes.
bro, you walk in there.
Tell him. And if
gotta
you're
fucking milk that shit.
if you're part of the VA, you're not watching this
Yeah.
or hearing this. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
So tell me about your experience in the Marines.
Well, overall, I mean, look, overall it was fucking shitty.
Rizzy?
I think-
Rizzy?
I-
Really?
Really?
I was meant to say
What
is.
are you drinking, girl?
I meant to
need
say
some-
was it and really at the same time. Yeah. Rizzy? Uh-huh.
It kind of was. But it doesn't take away from the people that I met, the relationships, that whole brotherhood thing. You know, even getting out and coming here.
Yeah.
And got this whole group of Marines here, Satmar, right?
Mhm.
San Antonio Marines. And, you know, we all came from different fucking units, served at different times, but we link up with each other and it's just like, it's something that we have to we can bond with, you know?
Yeah.
And the trust is there, you know, until, you know, somebody shows you otherwise, but the trust is there and it's amazing because, I've never fit in anywhere in my fucking life.
Really?
Anywhere. Never. I grew up in a housing projects in Queens, right?
Yeah.
And it was mostly a black neighborhood.
Mhm.
And if you were some type of Latino, you were Puerto Rican or Dominican. I'm a fucking mutt. I'm Colombian and Honduran.
Oh.
You know, the only thing me and these fucking Puerto Ricans and Dominicans have in common is fucking plátanos, man. We love that shit, you know? We love plantains, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not, you know, don't really like jalapenos and shit. That's the Mexican folks down here.
Don't hit on jalapenos,
You know,
okay?
I don't. I not anymore. Because you slap some cream cheese, wrap them in some bacon. Fell in love with those motherfuckers. She's like, ugh.
I mean, that's not a Mexican thing,
Yeah,
but okay.
I know it's not, but you know, it brought a little zing to my life.
Okay, you're
A little
welcome.
spiciness.
Somehow. I don't know how, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I really never did fit in anywhere, you know? And the Marines, I ain't fit in either because, again, I'm like, this whole unit, most of these motherfuckers are some white country folks, right? You know, it's fucking all sorts of random ass places that I never thought I'd never even thought about.
Yeah.
Fucking Nebraska or, you know,
Nebraska.
places like that. Like,
Yeah.
who lives there, right?
I don't know. I thought it was just farmland.
But then you meet them and, you know, you don't really get along with them, but then you realize you have to get along with them because, well, we're going to war and these are the fucking assholes that are going to be watching your back, right? So,
Yeah.
So you make it work, you know?
So how many times did you go overseas?
Just once.
Look, once is enough,
Yeah,
honestly.
it was enough.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing about it was that, you know, I went to Iraq Was there for 9-10 months. Survived all that bullshit out there. I was a tank crewman. We were the QRF response, the quick reaction force.
Okay.
Basically, so we were always on standby. Anytime some unit needed backup, our little alliances with the Iraqi police or the army, and they needed some help. It didn't matter what fucking time it was. It didn't matter if we just pulled in after being out there for 24 hours. We needed to take back off and roll out and, go be the hero somewhere or some shit, right? And, and even then, on occasion, we pull up to some places and, and look, I know we talk a lot of shit about like the infantry units, us as tankers, right?
Yeah.
So we get to do that, but those motherfuckers, they fucking, God, they fucking struggled out there. They bust their ass, they're doing what they got to do to get the job done. And, you pull up to some of these units and they're so fucking worn out, and they see these big ass tanks rolling by, and they're just like, like just so fucking grateful that they got some kind of backup and shit,
Yeah.
And
for people that don't know, what's the difference between infantry and tankers?
So the infantry are basically the ground pounders. They're, the guys with the rifles and their backpacks, and they're just trooping. They're marching, and they're miles and miles on end, and they're getting into the fights, and they're kicking doors down, and just, they're the ones that take the brunt of the of all the damage, the losses, the casualties. I mean, and we even had on occasions where we would get off our tanks, if they needed extra bodies to secure some locations, and kick down a few doors, and out there hunting all these suspected guys that were making the IEDs, the improvised explosive devices, the roadside bombs, which was the thing that was really fucking us up back then, when the war was at its height, because they weren't fighting us like it was like a regular army. They were just sneaking, and they at night digging holes on roads, planting bombs, letting convoys drop, roll by, and then boom, that's how they got their kills. So but we,
and then tankers,
and then us, we roll around in 70 tons of fucking just metal and guns and ammo, and we pull up, we got this big old cannon, and if we really need to bust that out, then we're sending around, it's a building that's got snipers, and well, back in the day we all called them terrorists, right? But the enemy, so but, our concern was just always taking care of our people, making sure they were safe, or they were going to get back home safe. So
and that's always a question that I ask for Marine Corps birthday, because I always go to wherever they are, wait till they get a little bit drunk, and then I go around and I interview all of them,
because that's when we all let loose a little.
It's true,
bringing back all the stories.
It's
and
true,
shit, right?
And I always ask, what's the one thing you miss most about the Marine Corps? And every single answer is like, the brotherhood, the camaraderie. That's it.
Because there really wasn't nothing like the experience overall.
Yeah.
Especially for like the combat units, And I mean, maybe it needed to be that way, because they needed to be rough on us, because we had to fucking get the job done, And I mean, it would have been nice if maybe it wasn't cussed at all the fucking time, It'd be nice if we got out at 5 p.m. or whatever and got to enjoy the rest of the night, but no, like, I guess it was all part of the whole psychological thing of getting us ready for some real shit that we really didn't have an idea of what we were getting ourselves into,
Yeah.
So,
and I know you've talked to a lot of your brothers, sisters, like Jules.
Yeah.
Shout out Jules.
Hey, Jules, where you at?
Yeah. And about what it's like to reacclimate into the community, because I don't feel like there's enough of people focusing on veterans reacclimating.
Right.
And so you're a disabled veteran.
Yeah.
You kind of get blown up, right?
Yeah.
And then you wake up and you're at BAMC in San Antonio or, you know, whatever. And then now you have to reacclimate and have to go through this healing process. So what has that been like?
You know, and that's one thing that I do appreciate about San Antonio. Because, again, back to it being a whole military-friendly city, you got like 5 military bases here. Even though they aren't Marine bases, you know, you still have the Army folks there, and still have Army folks that were going through the same thing, you know. So I was recovering with Army folks that also had like their legs blown off or had burns to their face, you know. And some of these folks, yeah, that's where I realized I learned quick, you know, to be a little more grateful, even though whatever happened to me, you know, was terrible. But like, there's folks out there that have far worse injuries than I do, like burns to the point where like you lose an eyeball or ears, nose, you know, hands, legs, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, shout out to some of them because I still keep in contact with them, and yo, they're still so confident, you know, just kind of like me, walk around, it's just like we're here, making the best of it, and you know, can't nobody fuck with us, you know.
It's true.
Type of mentality, you know? And
you're alive.
So, you know.
And you're here to tell your story.
You move on, you live life, you know. Yeah. They got kids now, too, and shit. I'm like, it's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, I think, here in San Antonio, definitely easier to kind of, like, get back into, like, the whole regular, you know, civilization type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it also kind of helps because there's enough of us here to kind of be able to maybe move forward together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in other cities, it might be harder, you know, people, and even the folks that don't get injured, you know, or maybe they just got the trauma, the PTSD, you know?
Sure.
You know, they go back home, because I think back to that all the time. It's like, what if I would have just did my 4 years and I would have went back to Queens, you know? And I would have just been like, well, for one, I feel like I fucking fit in there to begin with, like I said earlier, right? Yeah. And now, I'm just like, well, what the fuck? Now nobody's going to understand anything that I've fucking been through, you know? Because nobody there is. You know, you might have a handful, 1 or 2 from a neighborhood or whatever that fucking joined, you know?
So has it been really helpful for you to have Satmar?
Yeah. Here it's just having the people that you can kind of relate to, you know?
Yeah.
And
I can't imagine, and thank you for your service. I know I've thanked you in person, but yes. But going from where you were at, all the shit that you went through, all the shit that you saw, to a 9 to 5. Yeah. Like, people have no idea, like, what these men and women have gone through. Yeah. And to act like, oh, you didn't punch in. Shut the fuck. That's a lot. Like, why? You're worried about that? Like, I've seen people die, or I've killed people. You know what I mean?
My last job, right? I'm not going to throw any names, companies, and all that shit.
You can. It's okay. Look at the camera.
You know, my last job, I was running security at a resort, right? And never requested holidays off, none of that shit. Yeah. You know, I'm the type, I'm just like, all right, I can always celebrate the holiday the next day with my kids or something, right? Yeah. And, well, like, after 4 years of working at this place, I go in, Memorial Day's coming up, right? And I'm like, all right. I had some friends hit me up from Washington State, you know, people that I had served with, and they're just like, hey, you got to come out here. They're buying me the ticket, all this shit.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, oh, well, fuck. Yo, coming out there, man. You know, go out there, reminisce. Yeah. You know, celebrate, you know, whatever, what we have, what we lost, whatever, right? Put my fucking request in, and this motherfucker denies my shit.
Really?
Talking about that, oh, the resort's going to be busy that day, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, motherfucker, you do know that I'm leaving anyway, right? Like, yeah. This wasn't a fucking...
I'm not asking you for permission.
I'm just being respectful and professional. I'm just giving you a fucking heads up, you know? Yeah. Like, this isn't, you know...
Yeah.
Yeah, so sure as shit, I fucking left. You know, came back.
Good for you.
Tried to take me to HR, and I was just like, yo, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, I don't even need to work, motherfucker. Like, I'm just keeping busy, making some extra money, you know? And, all right, well, fuck y'all, right? Yeah. Time to go. I was like, you know what I'll do, though? I'll finish off the week. Finish the week, and I'm gone.
Yeah. So what's been the hardest part about Is it harder to not be in the Marine Corps, or is it harder to be in the Marine Corps?
Man, you can't help but to miss some of the shit there, though.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's like, yeah, you sit there and you think back and you kind of be sour about it. Like, oh, man, they treated us like fucking children. But then at the same time, it was like, well, you kind of knew how things were going to go throughout the day, you know?
Yeah.
And then the day ends and you still got your boys, your brothers there, right? And fuck, man, I mean, I don't know, it's just a little bit of both, you know?
Yeah.
Here in the civilian world, back to reality, you know? You still got to keep fucking thugging this shit out and living life and...
That's my motto for life.
Dealing with this fucking headache, you know,
Yeah.
that every day brings you, I guess, right?
You can cry a little bit, but then you got to thug it out.
Yeah, you got to keep going.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's true. Yeah, I think I've seen enough people be disrespectful to veterans, and I'm not a veteran myself, but my whole family is comprised of veterans. A bunch of my friends are veterans, and so that shit pisses me off so much. Like, you have no idea what they went through, and you could never, never, like, be in 130 degrees in a desert, no shower, no bathroom for days.
Shitty food.
Right.
Fucking.
Right. Starving. Worried you're going to get bit and killed by something or blown up. Like, just, you don't have to thank them for their service, which you should. Right. You should. But don't be rude.
My thing's always been, like, you don't have to agree with the war. You don't have to agree with the politics, right?
Sure.
But at the same time, like, you know, we're still out there, you know? And most of us are there because we feel like we're doing a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? I can tell you right now, when we were out there in Iraq, it was like, yo, we were doing good things. We were pulling up. We were bringing a whole fucking tank to an elementary school just to park it, just so these kids could fucking learn, because they're getting threats of, you know, the radical Al-Qaeda motherfuckers that only wanted them to learn Islam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're threatening to, like, bomb a school or kill their teachers and shit, you know? Until we pull up with a big fucking tank and, you know, they get to do
you're like, say something.
they get to do, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, we always, you know, I left Iraq feeling, you know, for the most part, like, man, we had made some kind of headway or something, right?
And that is a good thing. And I think what's hard is that, yes, you did.
Yeah.
But then you guys leave.
And then shit falls apart. But again, that's not because it was our decision.
No.
That's decisions made way above us. Shitty leaders, whatever you want to call it, politics, you know, and then all these promises they made, they just hang them out to dry, you know?
And I think, and again, I can't imagine because I didn't go through any of that, but to have your whole life change, to go through all of that, to know, like, to feel like I'm doing a good thing, I'm a good person, I'm fighting for my country, and I'm helping these kids, or, you know, whatever, and then come back to society, and it's like, I don't want to say you weren't missed, right? But it's almost like you're just back into, like,
but things,
I don't know who you are. Who are you?
Things have changed.
It's just, I don't know. It's terrible.
When I went to boot camp, and our boot camp is 3 months, right?
Yeah.
3 months later, I come back, and even, like, the best friends that I had, like, we had, like, grown up together for whatever, 17 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's like everybody was just doing their own thing and just being shady with each other. I'm just like, yo, I've only been gone for 3 fucking months.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
You know?
Shit changes
like,
fast.
How did this shit just, how did we go from, like, hey, you know, I'm out of here, he's one of the Marines, yeah, we gotta celebrate, we're all together, and then I come back and, you know, it's just like, no, I don't really fuck with him like that no more. I'm just like,
what? Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
So, life, right? I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you have SATMAR, which is the San Antonio Marines, but are you in any other veteran organizations here in San Antonio?
I got a few people over at, like, Wounded Warrior Project. I got the folks over at Hero Sports more recently.
Yeah.
That they've been pretty badass at, you know, like, their mission is just trying to get veterans out to, like, all sorts of outdoor shit, you know, hunts and like fucking games, basketball games, football games, things like that. Just trying to get veterans together to have a good time and whatnot.
And that's Mikey.
And that's Mikey.
Shout
Mike
out
Barker.
Mikey.
Shout out Jules again.
You know, love you, Jules. You should have been here.
But yeah, no. And honestly, I've been fucking with them more recently, but that's just because I feel like they're out there a lot. You know, they're definitely trying to put their
For sure.
you know, their brand out there and making the connections and
Yeah.
just trying to get this money to spend it on the people that deserve it. You know,
Sure.
because you know you also hear about some stories where you know you got some of these nonprofits that
Yeah.
they don't really use all the money
In the right way.
supposed to,
Yeah.
you know? So
And I asked that because this is military city. There are a lot of veterans that are here that might not have the support that Satmar provides.
right.
And they're going through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know about 22 and, and it's real and it's intense. Like there are veterans every day killing themselves, and sometimes it can be just as simple as having that support.
Right.
So that's why I asked if you knew of any that might be supportive of other branches. Because don't come to Satmar if you're Navy, or don't.
Listen, if y'all really need our help, we're gonna help y'all.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot of shit
Yeah,
from us.
unless you're like a corpsman. Yeah,
You're corpsman.
Yeah.
You're okay.
yeah,
We're still gonna give you shit. We're
Yeah.
okay.
it's true. I've also seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's a good question. Cause even in all my madness, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do need therapy, right? But I don't.
I think everybody
I don't really
needs
reach
therapy.
out and like I'm not. And you know what? Okay, so let me put it in a different fucking perspective, I guess, because
Sure.
maybe my therapy is just different. I'm not going to like some shrink that I don't fucking know and just like trying to pour my heart out to them. You know what I'm saying?
Which is okay.
Which it absolutely is. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it sound like, ew, don't do that. Them shady, you know, it's not like that at all. But like maybe my therapy is just reaching out to one of these brothers of mine, you know, that I've met from any of these groups, you know, and we can have a beer and I can talk whatever shit I need to get off my chest, you know?
Sure.
And it's still kind of me you know, letting loose a little bit, you know? So
And yes, I do agree. I think that's
Yeah.
amazing that you guys still have that, or girls still have that, ability to connect with each other, because only y'all know.
Right.
Nobody else knows.
Right.
So like, I'm a wife, but I can only support so much.
Right.
And then I'm like, go talk to one of the guys.
Yeah.
Because only y'all know what y'all went through.
Right.
But I think therapy is huge.
Yeah.
I don't think I know. It's also my specialty and my degree.
Okay.
So it is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the talking can only get you so far.
Right.
Or the drinking or whatever.
Yeah, the drinking sometimes needs to get toned down a little bit, because sometimes it definitely does more damage than good, you know? So
A lot of people drown their problems.
yeah.
And it's a fact.
Yeah.
Marine, veteran, not veteran, whatever. It's technically a negative coping mechanism, but
Right.
it's also doesn't make you a bad person.
Yeah.
But therapy is okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for any veterans out there, or non-veterans that are struggling, seek therapy. It's okay. It's okay
Reach
to talk
out
to
to
other
somebody.
people. Yeah.
Get some help.
Have a good support system. Find your support system.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So how do people follow you? Do you want them to follow you? Because I know you're kind of private.
I mean, they can follow me. That's fine.
Only hot girls. No, I'm kidding.
So,
All right.
let me bust out my.
Oh my God. Because he doesn't know his handle. It's
You're
okay.
right, I don't. Which is funny, because
I want to say know it, but it's kind of long.
it's not that. Yours is long as fuck.
Yours is
okay?
long as fuck.
Yours is like.
What is yours?
Viva Fiesta Norteño Queen, fucking 210, all that shit.
I hate you.
Instagram. You follow me on Instagram? It's JWILDIN_718.
Is it?
Yes.
No, but your name is something else. It's really long.
Not on Instagram. It's just JWILDIN718.
No, see, it's Jacob. Let me see.
Oh no.
It's Jacob, the legendary survivor.
Oh, can you
That's
look,
why.
you look me up? Through
Yes.
That too? Wow.
That's what I was saying. It's
I'm
long
a fucking
as
dinosaur. My fault.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just realized I have not been giving my handle for any of this stuff, but it's fine.
Wow.
I'm posting. I know, right?
Well, it's probably because it's long as fuck.
Wow. Anyway, it's a Riverwalk Queen _ Norteño 210 NORTENO 210. Anyway, whatever. All right, cool. Well, anything that you want to say about yourself that we haven't already talked about?
I don't know. No, I think I'm good because I don't want to get myself in trouble.
I don't want to incriminate myself. He's not going to tell you where he hangs out. No.
Yeah, right.
Even though I know.
All right.
If you see me at this one place, which you know I'm never at, it's because I'm probably with this guy.
Because I'm there.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for being on here. I really appreciate it.
Me.
And you talking about your story and your experiences and what it's like. Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Right?
Man, I thought I was going to fuck this up.
No, you did good. I'm so proud of you. High five. Yes. All right. Well, thank you again. Again, follow me, follow Jacob, follow Latina Podcast Network, VodPod Media, all of that. Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of that on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, and follow me on Instagram. And don't slide in my DMs. Thank you. Unless you're a business and you'd like to be on my podcast. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye.
Peace.